What up, guys? Good morning. Welcome back to Everyday Struggle. I'm Nadeska here with DJ Akademiks, Star, and Wayno. Good morning, everyone.
What's good? What's
going on? What's going on?
Double fist pump.
Sorry, I keep giving you just one act.
Right.
I don't know. It feels natural that way.
It's all good. I'm over here trying to prepare for what they call it, nor'easter tomorrow.
You didn't even know that was happening until 5 minutes
I
ago
don't
when you
watch the
showed
weather.
up.
He doesn't watch the weather. On my phone, on the app,
Okay.
not on the news.
Big snowstorm coming.
Yeah, it's no joke.
Max
Big
gonna
one.
be stranded. All right, let's get into some topics today. We're gonna.
Well, if we not here tomorrow,
Okay.
you know why.
If you're not here, barely showing up to work today.
Yeah, man, y'all ain't having, my driver drive wild enough already. You know what I mean? Imagine snow on the ground.
Got to keep acts safe. All right, so for a while, Chance the Rapper and Childish Gambino have been teasing this alleged project that they have together. So Chance recently sat down with Pitchfork for their Inside Out conversation and finally revealed that this project might really be coming. So he told them, we perpetuated that rumor for a long time without recording anything, but we did link up in Atlanta and record some tracks, and they're amazing. Would you guys be excited for a Chance and Gambino project?
Childish Gambino is my guy now, AKA Donald Glover. Ever since I saw him perform at the Grammys, so I don't want to say I'm anticipating or I'm exciting, but I'm somewhat sort of looking forward to it. I mean, I knew him as a comedian, and I've heard some of his tracks, but ever since again the Grammys, watching him get it in live and really nailing that, I'm rocking with him.
Yeah, he's very creative. So we talk a lot of times about artists. So like Future and Drake doing What a Time to Be Alive and feeling like didn't live up to expectations. It was a little bit rushed. Yeah. Do you guys think the same thing might happen here, or these two seem like they would really put work into it and make it good?
I think these two will put some work into it. The reason why is that, like, if you look at when Drake and Future did it and some of the other collab tapes, it feels like it was two artists both on independent runs, and then you just kind of link up, get the bag, and then just dip out. These two, I mean, not that they're not both hot at the moment, but this doesn't seem like the obvious move to just link up and go just get the money. You get me? So I do think that Chance, especially, like, Chance is like the golden boy right now in music. Yeah. So he knows whatever he puts out will be judged. And if he puts out some mediocre, like, nonsense, people are gonna look at him like, ooh, maybe we kind of like put too much pressure on him to be the next guy. So I think he knows not only say this project, but his own solo project gotta be amazing.
Yeah.
So
Donald Glover, Childish Gambino, whatever you want to call him. I mean, he's one of the best entertainers. Like, overall, he's in Spider-Man, nominated. Was he nominated for a Grammy recently?
Yeah.
Nominated for a Grammy. I don't see no problem with it. I think both of them care about the music enough to put a lot of time in it and make it something real. So it'll be dope.
And they actually have a good relationship too, which would help, right? So it should be dope. In terms of timing, would we like a collab album from Chance right now coming off Coloring Book, or would we prefer a solo album? Basically, like, do you guys see him being Kendrick and Drake level soon? Maybe with the next project?
I mean, if they're gonna do this collab album, I want a solo album first.
Okay.
I want to see, just in case if it's a dud. It's like, in case we have your project to be like, oh snap, he actually delivered. I'm really more interested in the content. I mean, these two, if you look at their content, it's not like the majority of the rest of rappers. Right. So I want to hear what it sounds like. So I think that would be interesting.
Yeah, I think it'd be dope too. I agree with you there. Like, I would like to hear Chance album first before we get a double. You know what I mean? Well, not a double, but before we get a joint project. Yeah, I would like to hear Chance album first because it's been a minute since he put out his last one.
Yeah,
right?
Coloring Book, it's been a while.
It's been a little
Grammy,
minute
it was
since
big, so he's probably working on something.
Right.
It's just that he doesn't usually drop what people expect, right? Like, he did the Surf Project when people wanted a solo project. He did Coloring Book, which was a project or a mixtape, but still won a Grammy. He always surprises us, so it'll be interesting to see what comes next.
They didn't do a project with Lil B?
Oh yeah, they did.
I'm anticipating what Illuminati measures he's gonna drop this album with, because we all know he's been one of the forward thinkers in terms of releasing the album. Of course, he released an album via SoundCloud. He got nominated for a Grammy. I want to see how he takes that to a next level. I think he's like Kanye in that realm, in seeing the future for releases, very futuristic, and of course he got the power, even though he's independent, to do it. So I want to see how he handles that as well.
He also said he's working on Kanye's next album. So either way, we're getting some Chance music this year, it sounds like.
Right.
Things to be excited about. All right, guys, back to the King of New York conversation. I know, sorry, Star, it couldn't die that easily. So yesterday we spoke about people like Tekashi 6ix9ine and Don Q battling for the crown. Now Joey Badass jumped in and he had some things to say.
That's small as hell.
I can't read that shit.
Says, all that King talk is cool and all, but I just made 100 racks yesterday on features. Another $250,000 off ghostwriting. and another 120 racks off an endorsement. That's the front end.
Hey.
Not to mention $500,000 I brought in from touring about a month ago. Plus I'm going on another tour again in April. Plus another $300K. God damn it, man.
That was a good
This
read.
nigga was running out. He's running up a check.
Oh man.
So you were talking about the criteria yesterday, right, for being considered king?
Joey want to
Does
be
this-
king, man.
He wanted to be king, but what struck me was like when Joey Badass started talking about money.
Aha.
You know what I mean? Like when he started talking about
The
money.
first time we heard about it was when he said that he wrote for Post Malone, right? But I don't know if there was a figure attached. He just said he made money off of it. This is a big step for him, breaking it down like this.
Wait a
Go
minute.
ahead, go ahead.
Wait a minute. Okay, since we're going back into this.
Right.
And I said, aha, this proves that it's not about fucking criterias, respectfully. It's sad to see Joey Badass become a corporate whore. Breaks my fucking heart. You were not up to speed on the pro era movement when we first sat down. I say that respectfully. Are you familiar with Joey Badass's whole team?
Kirk,
pro
all of them,
era,
Kirk Knight,
Capital
everybody.
Steez.
Yes.
This is sad to see him now talk about money and the reason why he should be king of New York. So that just, I'm not trying to describe what you were saying, but
No, I get what you're saying.
criteria is Joey Badass is just throwing that shit out the window.
Yeah, I mean, you know what's
Out
crazy
the
about with
fucking
Joey is
window,
like this.
sadly.
He been getting money. One of the Obama daughters wore his shirt. Like I'm pretty sure he made $1 million off that shirt. You know what I'm saying? The thing with everybody when it comes to this King of New York shit, until you could do what Drake does in New York, Future does in New York, J. Cole or Kendrick, there's no king.
Are we still saying selling out the garden?
Not just selling out the garden, but I'm talking about the momentum when somebody comes into this city. When people come into the city, they have a crazy momentum that people who are from here just don't have. We don't have that level of artistry here.
Kendrick can sell at the Garden, yes?
Absolutely.
We didn't mention Kendrick yesterday.
Yeah, we
Could
didn't.
Kendrick Lamar be considered king of New York? He even stated it.
No.
Why not?
No.
Sips water.
He's sipping. Why not?
Sips water. No, man. I love Kendrick. I ain't gonna go there, but
He
nah.
called himself king of New York. Why can't we say, all right, so it is still important, the whole title of king of New York?
Nah, man. King of New York is a fictional character, man. We see in the movie.
Man, listen. I disagree with you that the throne is just vacant.
Right.
The point you were making, and your criteria, you have some solid criteria, but your criteria is like a once in a lifetime type of.
It was old shit. I'm sorry, it was
not.
old shit.
It's not.
The criteria for
not.
the throne should be pretty tough.
But what I'm saying is that in any kingdom, we don't be like, we don't have a king for like 2 decades.
Right.
And then we get a king. There's always a king, there's always a president, there's always an emperor. It's just, that's how it rocks.
Yes,
That
yeah.
might not be the strongest
All right.
like regime,
All
might
right.
be at the weak point.
All right, so now, with that being said, I feel like if you're going to be king, you have to be on a level of certain artists. Like a Kendrick, like a Drake, like a J. Cole, because they run the game. They take where they're from around the world. Nobody cared about Toronto until Drake, and they had a whole basketball team, right?
Okay.
Nobody cared, right? Future has he has the most momentum as a solo artist, probably right now coming out of Atlanta. J. Cole, nobody cared about Fayetteville, North Carolina until he took that shit to the world. Nobody from New York is taking their brand to the world. They're just here in New York
Okay, that remains
on a
to be
larger
seen,
level.
But that's what I'm saying. That we're just at it. We're still what you didn't want to admit. We're just at a weak point still with New York hip hop.
Yeah.
However, I'm still gonna give that King Tyler somebody to whoever the hottest is. You have it again. This won't be one of the runs that we look like. Yo, remember when New York City was popping? When Tekashi was shooting the videos? No, it won't be. Again, it's a weak era. But somebody got to be the king. To Joey's point, Joey trying to throw in his hat in the race. I understand your point. I see what he did differently though, because if he talked lyrics, we could talk about him with anybody in New York
Right.
in terms of being king.
Right.
Nigga came at it differently. He kind of, because again, the King of New York title is only about hotness and hype.
Right.
He kind of showed, or at least pulled the veil up to say, some of these niggas not even making money like me. What are we talking about? Are we talking about hype, hotness, or are we talking about who's getting the bag? I'm getting the bag, and we don't want to talk about talent because I rap all these niggas.
Right.
I thought this was cool. It came off course. Anytime a nigga's like fucking like going down like it's an IRS statement. Like
It was a left hook for me.
Yeah, like,
I
it's
didn't
a
know where it was coming
1044,
from.
Like, yo, I did this. It's gonna look very braggadocious, and of course, people don't look at a Joey badass.
Because he's not in the conversation. People don't put him in that conversation. Even with all of his accolades, people don't put him in that conversation. They just don't.
All right, I know you were saying the title of King of New York being awarded, but let's talk about if we had to say the guy right now for New York. The guy, right? Because I think that like King of New York make you remember to like 2002 or something.
Nah, I'm not even talking about that. I'm just saying I get what you're saying with the guy.
Right. So who's the guy for you? I thought Joey threw his hat in the ring. I was like, it made me think. If I'm like, Joey's independent, he's getting more money than most of these.
Independent, man. All these artists is not independent. Stop with that. They're not independent. They all signed. All of the artists we talk about are signed.
Okay.
All of them.
Well, he signed, I believe, to Cinematic, which is an independent record. Well, it's different than Def Jam. Where he signed to is different than Def Jam, it's different than Atlantic, right? Even if they do got distribution and all that shit. Right. And by the way, he's been jacking that independent shit for a while. Like, yo, I'm independent. But who would you say is the man right now then?
The man?
Who's the man right now?
There's a multitude of them. And they all don't add up to a Drake. They all don't add up to a Drake.
When's the last time New York had a Drake?
Exactly. And that's what we, if you want to be a king, then you got to run the whole fucking game. It's not about, listen, don't stop trying to reduce me to this 2002 shit. Stop doing that.
Hasn't run the game.
No, stop doing, you have to run the game. Listen, so you telling me that no artist can come out and have the same trajectory as a Kendrick or a Drake or a Cole? These are the people that run the game. When you think of Kendrick, you think of an artist from California, from Compton, that goes around the world with his brand, right? And has the same impact everywhere he goes. That's why he's one of the top artists in the game.
What about A$AP Rocky?
No.
Why not?
To me, he doesn't have the music.
If we're talking about contenders, it seems like someone like a Chance could be up next for a title like that. Maybe.
Not for New York.
Not for New York, but of his city.
Of his city.
That's my only point with this whole argument. Like, yo, you compare somebody to Drake, you'll never see another Drake. We'll never see another Kendrick.
I don't think we'll see another Drake.
You'll never see another, but I'm just saying that type of caliber. That type of, I'm not saying that you have to, like, okay, somebody said to me yesterday in my comments, like, oh, so you telling me nobody could pass Jay Z, there'll never be another Jay Z? No, but if you pass Jay Z, you won't be Jay Z, you beat him past him. You'll set your own standard for who you are. And people is always trying to chase what it was instead of being their own self.
Hang on, so you just mentioned taking your brand
around the world. Yeah.
A$AP Rocky, his brand, fashion brand is around the fucking world. I go into Macy's, bang, he's every fucking way. Now,
but his music is not up to the standard of his fashion.
I'll give you that on the music, but in terms of just, coming out of New York and dominating in a certain area, fashion, and I do like A$AP Rocky's music, although his latest stuff, he's been talking about, experimenting. He's not even a contender for King of New York, A$AP Rocky?
Wouldn't you call him then? You've called someone else a cultural vulture for focusing on fashion over
I've never
music.
Called A$AP Rocky
No, not him, but it's come up on the show, so I'm saying if fashion is the big thing and not music, does that take away from him being a contender here, in your mind?
Young Thug, you were talking about. But A$AP Rocky came out the gate and he was speaking about music first. I mean, he branched off into fashion. That's why I would never put that title on him. But so you're saying he's not even a contender, A$AP Rocky?
No, you want to know
King
why?
of New York.
You want to know why? Because,
break it down.
Okay, I'm going to tell you why. Because identity, right? When you think of A$AP Rocky, he looks like a model. Like, he just has a look that he doesn't have a New York look. When you think of anybody else, you can identify exactly where they're from. That's what I'm saying. It's like, you got to be able to take your brand to the world. When you think of Kendrick, you think of Compton when you think of Kendrick. When I think of A$AP Rocky, I don't think of New York. I think of an artist that's from New York, but I don't think solely New York. He's a New York guy.
Wayne, I think we're talking past each other. I think this title is a problematic part. Pick the guy who's running.
Just pick the guy that's all we want. I never picked the guy. I said there's no.
No, we need one. We need a name because
I said this yesterday. I said 6ix9ine. Yesterday I said he's the hottest coming out of New York right now. What more you want from that? He's doing his thing. A Boogie's doing his thing. Dave East is doing his thing. It's a bunch of people. But I don't feel like it's just this one dude that when you think of New York right now, you think of them. Because even with Cardi B's doing her thing, but she still has a ways to go. People are not associating her directly with New York, and she's from the Bronx.
And that's why this whole thing, this is just competition. It's just competition.
No,
this is friendly competition. A Boogie's like, oh, you think you got it? No, I got it. You know what I mean? Again, as long as it stays friendly and it stays on some hey, we're pushing each other because that's how it is. You know what I mean? If everybody's at this level, you're saying y'all can't be king unless y'all here and y'all doing it around the world. they got to push each other to not be comfortable here. And when people coming out and saying, well, I'm the guy right now, somebody else be like, wait till my project.
All right, so
I'm the guy.
I respect that. Nobody's pushing to be there, right? When Drake came out, it was him, Cudi, and Wale. He well surpassed that. They was the guys that was looked at in the game to be the next guys. He's well surpassed that. Kendrick came out on the freshman cover. It was him, Big Sean, J. Cole. No, that was a different one. I'm sorry. Meek was on it. It was a few different people, right? But he's well surpassed where he was at. For us to have a person to call themselves king, they have to reign. They can't just have a little run for a couple of months. They have to reign consistently. I don't see the consistency on a level of music, branding, everything consistently.
My last thought on this, I will say though, I just believe New York is pretty much, as a region, a non-factor in hip hop. Is going to continue to be a non-factor for a little while. And when I mean a non-factor, it's not going to be competing with Atlanta, or it's not like going to be a popping region for some while.
I'm from New York. I would not call New York a non-factor. We're always a factor. But we're not in the same level of competition, but we're there. Cardi's putting out big records. French Montana put out a big record. Dave East dropped a dope project. A Boogie dropped a good album that sold.
Like screaming New York every
No, I'm not. That's not the thing. But he's from are you from New York, my nigga?
No, but
all right then. So what are you talking about?
You can't just name anybody.
I'm not naming anybody. French Montana's from the fucking Bronx. Are you kidding
that's
me?
cool, but
I would have to agree with him
He's
that
from the Bronx.
New York will always be a factor.
It's
I agree
always
with
a
that.
factor, but we're not.
But
we're
when
not
people
at
see
that
his music, they
level.
don't think about New York. When people listen,
That's exactly why there is no king. When people see all of these different artists, you don't think of them being from New York, because right now New York does not have a specific sound or direction. It's all over the place. Everybody else has consistency and direction with what they do. That's why I mentioned a Kendrick, a Cole, even Meek. Meek can sell out the Wachovia Center in Philadelphia. Nobody, no one artist in New York is selling out the Barclays.
Yeah, I think you guys have different criteria for this. You're
well,
never
I don't
really
believe
gonna
that New
agree.
York will have a cohesive sound going forward.
I'm just saying we don't have one guy that is the shit everywhere they go.
But we could
could.
eventually
We
if they
could.
keep pushing each other, like you said. So let's see. You guys are just gonna
New
keep
York gotta
disagreeing
compete
on
with
this.
New
There's
York.
nothing.
we
there's nothing
can't throw
more.
New York artists and then mention Drake. That's like a whole different ball game.
You missed the whole point.
All right, let's get into another chapter of producers potentially getting shafted. So DJ Burn1 got on Twitter to reveal that he never got paid for working on A$AP Rocky's debut tape, Live Love A$AP. Now he produced Roll One Up and Houston Oldhead. He said, I was told by a member of Rocky's team that I'll never get paid, advance, royalties, etc. from Roll One Up or Houston Oldhead because the samples cost too much to clear. And for that reason, they never sold the project. Therefore, I don't deserve a penny. So he's saying he's wondering how Rocky feels about this, knowing that the producers never got paid. Guys, this project came out in 2011. It's 2018 if I am correct.
You got to bring some ass to get some ass. And you and I were back in the green room talking, and you said it's nobody's business what?
To teach you business.
Yeah.
Nobody's business to teach you business.
Come on, man. Stop crying about you didn't get paid.
7 years later, is there any point to him making this public? Is there any chance that he can collect his money?
What's his name again?
DJ Burn1.
Smack, who is this nigga? DJ Burn.
I wouldn't say.
Come on.
I wouldn't say smack him, but man, you a day late, a week late, and an hour short. Like it's crazy. Like
Stop it.
You got to be on top of your shit. You know, when there's no money, everybody's in love.
Right.
Once people start making money, Rocky probably don't perform them songs at his shows. Like he probably done forgot them songs.
Yeah.
He's not thinking about that shit. He should have been on top of his game, but that's the problem with a lot of producers. They always compromise themselves to get a placement and don't try to get somebody to teach them business or get somebody around them that could school them to some shit. I mean, it's unfortunate, but hey, you lost one, brother.
Yeah, I usually really defend producers, and I still will. But I mean, he laid out everything we need to know in the first tweet. He said the sample costs too much to clear. You're a sample-based producer.
Right.
And if the record label ain't making no money, they don't care about you making money. Again, you probably have the option of saying, all right, wait, y'all not putting this for sale, so I'm not gonna get paid, nothing like that. All right, well, take my beat off your album or off your mixtape. Right. And clearly, that placement probably helped him in other ways. I can understand this is that revisionist, like, history type of shit where you kind of look back and like, yo, that song kind of helped that nigga pop off, man. That nigga's doing well. He's like fucking like strutting the runway and making all type of music. and my shit might not be popping off as much. But again, I thought he should have used that to teach other producers, not be on some shit like, I wonder how he feels that I ain't get paid.
Right.
Hey, so Rocky don't feel nothing.
I hate
damn thing.
Yeah,
Right?
I hate
Don't
to
feel
be so
nothing.
cut and dry, but you know, this is the business of music.
Yes.
That's the industry, the business of music. And there's so many different avenues today, especially today because artists and producers have access to information. You know, do some research, find out about, you know, ASCAP and BMI and clearance forms and publishing. Just do a little fucking research so that you're not coming back 5 or 6 years later claiming you were jerked. No, my nigga, you weren't jerked. You didn't understand the field that you're in. I say that respectfully.
Honestly, I would have probably defended more if it wasn't a sample issue. Like, again, once you, as a producer, a lot of times the producers try to make sure the samples that they're using could get clear. Because that could delay it. Not only, you could miss a whole placement because, like, the record label trying to clear it can't find the people who they need to clear it with. They might be like, forget that beat.
Right, and even with the sample being in it, he still could have collected off of it. I ain't gonna get that game out for free, but he still could have collected on that record if he would have just did some due diligence and did some finding out. And I don't know him personally. I don't know what he got going on. He probably has nobody he can call. But once you get in this shit, you got to start taking it dead serious. Like, this is your livelihood. He might, you know, people, that's 7 years ago. He might have had a kid. You never know what he might need some money for. You checking them books. Or I did them beats. I ain't never get paid for that. Let me see what's up. Too late now.
Damn.
Too late.
All right, so just take this one as a lesson, right?
Yeah.
Should happen sometime, unfortunately. All right, so you guys remember a few years back when Jay and Beyonce were on the Run tour, there were rumors that they might be working on a joint album. That didn't come, but now the rumor's back. So the leaked tour date for a Philly date for On the Run Tour 2 was posted on their Facebook pages. Now it was quickly removed, but of course the internet misses nothing. This has people speculating again that the joint album could be coming this year.
First off, who got fired yesterday for posting this shit without authority? You know what I'm saying? I think an album's coming though. I mean, it has to happen. It has to happen. That's gonna be a part of their legacy. You know what I mean? Which nobody cares about because that's some old shit. But
You're taking the words out of Axe head or what? I get excited,
I'm gonna be like, Wayno, nobody wanna hear that old shit you talk about. Like,
That's not that, man. You were using the,
Nah, I'm fucking with you. I'm
fucking
fucking with you. But yeah, I see an album coming. Go ahead, boy.
I mean, honestly, I see an album coming too. I think it only makes sense. And shit, that seemed pretty accurate. They're not performing in fucking arenas. That's a stadium, I believe that is. So Beyonce commands stadium. Jay Z linking up with his wife, of course. Of course, y'all gonna be in the stadium. So I would enjoy to see. I wanted this 5 years ago. I still want it now. I just don't want it to sound like off the top or top off. All right? If it sounds like top off, man, I'm throwing the whole top off the goddamn track. But I do think they're gonna come together and make something dope. They might have to keep Khaled the fuck away from that though.
Come on.
And I love Khaled, but he's only making anthems. And he's just, that's like a chef in the kitchen.
So you don't want to see Khaled come through and do All I Do Is Win?
No, I don't want Khaled to just like throw the same ingredients on the shit and just be like, yo, and it's like sauteed up and be like, yo, we got a meal. You feel me? I want them to lock in, get no idea, like bring Dream in to write and Neo and all these niggas write some good shit for Beyonce and make it great. Keep Khaled the fuck away from this. And I love Khaled though, but that top off joint, that's not my thing.
Yeah.
Star?
I surrender. Beyonce's the greatest. Bey, B.
Hey.
I'm so anticipating this.
Really?
I want to go see the concert.
This is the first time I've seen you excited for anything here.
I'm bullshitting. Just pay attention. I want to lay down my sword against the beehive. I don't want any smoke.
No smoke.
My girlfriend is really into Taylor Swift, but I'm going to convince her to go with me to see the greatest concert to come with Jay Z and Beyonce.
Might get a glimpse of Blue Ivy.
What's that?
Might get a glimpse of Blue Ivy, man.
What the fuck are you talking about?
She might be there. Like,
I have no interest in seeing someone.
That's a royal family.
Yeah, I have no interest in seeing someone's underage daughter, but I'm excited to go see this concert. It's gonna happen. Holy shit.
Solange might come through.
There is. I like Solange. She's very. We have a history.
Yo, if Solange opened for
That'd be
Jay
lit.
and B on a joint
That'd be
tour,
lit.
There you go.
game over.
Yeah, I think this
Game
album is probably
over.
done though. Like I think it's
They probably
probably
had
already
it
done.
ready
Yeah,
for a while,
they've
right?
had this. Jay has music that he hasn't released forever, so It's probably already done.
I ain't gonna lie, man. If this joint album don't save title, I don't know what will, man.
Yo,
I gotta keep it.
Stop being petty.
This shit straight up
That left, like,
If this shit don't save title, man, I don't know.
The greatest concert is to come. It's gonna break all the fucking records. Can't wait.
Can't wait.
There you go.
I'm down with that.
There you go.
All right, in the meantime, we need Akademiks to take us through some numbers. So we got new music from Post Malone, XXXTentacion, Tory Lanez. Let's get it, Ak.
Well, we all know, well, first of all, salute to Black Youngster, Tekashi 6ix9ine. They put out projects last week. Black Youngster came up here. He sold about like 14,000 records first week with his 223 album.
Nice.
We got
Nice.
Tekashi, who was aiming for 69,000, but he sold 55,000. Still pretty a worthy debut for an artist who has less than like 20 songs,
Absolutely.
period, on iTunes. And Post Malone just continues to fucking dominate the entire charts. That's
my guy. That's my guy.
He gave Ty Dolla $ign a fucking feature,
Yeah.
and this shit just is out of here. By the way, God's Plan by Drake is on the charts for the 6th week at #1. I don't know what the fuck, what type of Chinese sweatshop Drake got or the OVO got that has been streaming that shit nonstop. I mean, I've been listening to the song a lot, but it's been doing some records where it's doing twice as good as the #2 song on the charts. Like, it's ridiculous. And Tory Lanez, our guy Tory, he's projected to do around like 45,000. So,
Is that a good number for Tory?
you know what? Yes and no. Yes, because if I judge it by himself. No, Tory has gone up against heavyweights to me, or he's kind of put himself in a class of heavyweights. There was a time he was going up against Drake, so you expect that guy to be like, all right, well, put up heavyweight numbers. But if you look at Tory's career and him being on the second project, I think 45 is dope. We'll see if any additional singles come off, though.
Right.
All right.
And you forgot one.
Who? Oh, my man X. X, who again, and by the way, I talked to him about this. He said, listen, he told me from the get-go, he said, I got a next tour life. And again, he means in terms of success and the chart.
Right.
Yeah. And he believes the Sad Joint is the one. It's about to debut, definitely top 40, but it might even go up to our top 20.
Have you heard it, Sad?
Yeah, of course, I love it. I loved it.
When we first met, I came at him a little hard, and I called him a suicide hustler. Did you hear the hook on that track? I like it.
Yes. You sing about him being sad.
And he's hustling suicide. I say that respectfully, but I like the song.
I don't know. Well, it's different.
Have you heard it? The song?
I haven't heard it.
You?
For you to make that assumption, I would imagine you would probably have to talk to Renome. Because I could say someone who's depressed, or say someone who has whatever issues they put out through music, they're just hustling.
I'm not condemning him nor the project. I like it, but it reminded me of what I said a month ago. He's hustling suicide. That's the hook. I think it's going to work. I just wanted to throw that in there.
Well, again, I think that's a very touchy situation. And also, if he was doing it just for monetary purpose, that's not dope. You know what I mean? Again, if you're exploiting people who might be mentally distressed, or people who might be contemplating.
I don't want to make that assumption just yet. I have not really looked at the
when
lyrics.
You say hustling suicide, it could come
I
across
think
that way.
I think it could quite possibly, but I don't want to take it too far out of what you're speaking about the numbers. But you know,
X hasn't been shy about like his past troubles, the things he's going through, turmoil from the time of him being a child, him and his mother's relationship. I mean, if that's the type of music he makes, then I guess that's what he's pushing, because he feels like it's a bunch of kids that probably feel the same way. I mean, him knowing that now as an artist. So if he's doing something that is him, then by all means, you know, if it's real to him, I think X is very misunderstood, and I think he cares more about people than people give him credit for.
Yeah, it's like judging sincerity of an artist. Again, Logic did the same with
questioning
his song.
Questioning, not judging, questioning. Yeah.
Okay.
You got to hear the track.
I got to hear it. I'm going to hear it.
I think he's very clever. But go ahead.
All right.
You banging in the whip?
What's that?
Would you banging in the whip?
Absolutely.
You and your
It's a good song. I'm not shitting on the song. I'm just saying what I perceive it to be.
Decent.
Okay.
Go.
All right, so just for jokes, we got Offset and Murder Beats recreating Happy Birthday at Offset's son's birthday party. Check it out.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Yeah. It's a 3-way. Yeah. It's a 3-way.
Man, add some takeoff ad-libs to this and Quavo doing a goddamn bridge, and this shit's a top 40 smash.
Kids Bop.
Chill act.
Man,
Chill act.
That's how they
no,
really make music.
for me, I'm the only father up here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that this
I'm
is
not
very,
claiming them, but go ahead.
That's crazy. But no, I think this is super dope. You know what I mean? Just for me being
You play it for the fam?
Yo, he got this look
No,
on his
I wouldn't play it
Yo,
for the fam.
Star got this look on his face like he's a full-on deadbeat, man. Like, yo, you could tell he ain't
No, but I'm just saying, just him
Finish
doing
up.
that. Like, just him doing that. Being, you know, being an artist and having such a great relationship with Murder Beats, like, having him come through your, like, that's something that they're gonna remember. Like, we got Instagram now. Imagine his son's Throwback Thursday.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be ill in the future. So salute the Offset, you know what I mean, for being in his son's life, doing something dope for him for his birthday. Got nothing to say with that.
This exemplified why the Migos are so revered, yo. They make these little fun, dope music, or fun, dope moments, and they did it with they were freestyling with the Rap Snacks thing, and it just kind of catches on, and it becomes like almost viral sensations. This is just super dope, yo. You could imagine, again, I don't have a kid, but imagine really being in that situation where like your pops is one of the biggest rap stars, and he's just kicking and having fun.
Oh,
I
that's
thought it
lit.
was amazing.
That's lit, yeah. That's super dope. I like that.
Star, come on. You're hitting on kids and joy.
No, whoa, slow down. I have nothing to add to this. I'm
Okay.
not a biological father. I
So
don't,
there's no feel-good moment in here for you?
it's just
No?
not an area
warms your heart.
I can relate to. I have respect for a father and his son. You're a father of 6, how many? How many? Three. I just have nothing to add to it.
Okay, fair enough. So grade the bars?
Wait, am I green? Wait, oh, okay. I'm like, yo, you want me to grade my man's?
No. At a
Offset,
birthday
yeah,
party.
Yo, Offset living his best life, man.
Yeah, he really
salute
is.
the Offset,
Having a great
man.
time. All right, so today's grade the bars. So pardon us, we're a little bit late on this one, but we still had to do it. So this is Millie's freestyling on Sway in the Morning. Let's take a look.
Fuck, they say congratulations. Like congratulations to who? At least you got a steady job. Congratulations to you. All these bitches think I made it, and I'm just making it through. And all these little rappers hating, but that's what Satan to do. Ooh. Double the effort, I'm in love with the pressure. They kicked me out of school, I couldn't do another semester. At 15, my mom caught me with a gun in the dresser. That's cause my everyday struggle didn't come with the desk.
All right, so that was Millie's on Sway in the Morning. I got the Nadeska shout out. Thank you, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. What do you guys think?
Nice.
What's going on? What do you guys think?
I was just thinking real quick, I'm like, damn, that's how we get on the show, just a shout out?
You didn't like the freestyle?
Nah, freestyle was
He's
dope.
good.
Freestyle, at first, I didn't know who this guy was, to be honest.
He's from Cambridge.
But he could definitely rap. He could definitely rap. Honestly, as soon as I saw it was white, him on Sway, I knew he was gonna rap. You know?
Wait, what?
And white dudes really be barring niggas to death, man. I'm telling you, sometimes you see these white dudes, man, they really be going at it, and he went at it, super dope freestyle. Honestly, y'all played it before. I ain't seen no video. I thought that nigga was black. I was like, this nigga's killing this. You know what I mean? Then I seen this way, I was like, oh, okay. What are these lyrical niggas, man?
I'm
But
so
he did
glad
great.
you played the race card first, because I tend to give preference to white rappers. I think they go.
When it comes to bars?
What's that?
When it comes to bars or overall?
I think most of them go harder in the paint than a lot of black rappers. And I'm very biased here because I spent about 10 summers on Martha's Vineyard as a kid growing up. I rep Beantown hard, Celtics, Bruins, Red Sox. So I think he's fire. This is my first time hearing about him. Yeah. Fire.
So Wayno's the most familiar with.
Yeah, that's my man. This is my man.
He's
you
been
know
just
what
in
I
the cut
mean?
trying to
It's
relax.
yours.
No, it's not mine. But you know what?
Was that a freestyle or was that a written?
No, it's a written.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
But
would
his-
imagine so.
His delivery is on point.
Bring
But
no
he's been,
phone. No.
No phone.
Millie's been doing this for years. You know what I mean? Like it's good to see that he's getting his just due. You know what I mean? He's been doing this for years.
Millie's.
Yes. That's my guy though. You know what I mean? That's a friend to the family.
All right,
You know what I mean?
shout out to Millie's. All right, so we got some new music from Lil Wayne. This one's called Visine. He's got some word for Birdman's again. Perhaps. Listen.
And on my golf swing, ooh, sweet dreams, how a nightmares. It's a cold world, I got an ice grill. No one man should have all that power. If you can't afford to pay the light bill, I got a force field over my heartbeat. The windows.
No one man should have all that power if he can't afford to pay the light bills.
Is he really talking about Birdman? It doesn't.
Yes, he is. He is.
Really?
I think there's a lot of hurt there. I think that there needs to be some type of closure. I don't want to say something really, really sideways, but you know, Lil Wayne has been going at Birdman hard over the years. It sounds like, you know, and let me be very, very sensitive here. some things may have happened just between men. For him to carry this type of, it's almost hatred in his heart for all these fucking years.
$51 million, that's what happened.
Well, at some point you get past the money, you get past the bullshit, you stop the dissing, and you settle your differences.
Star, you nearly killed me over $100, nigga. 51 million, you probably shoot up the whole Cash Money building. Stop playing around. 51 million is a little bit different.
And I'll say this, I never thought I would say that Lil Tucci is probably one of the best to ever do it lyrically. I mean, he's developed over the years. That's not the same guy now as 10 years ago. I think the flow on this is kind of crazy, and I think that if he ever comes out respectfully and says Birdman molested him, you may be laughing. If he ever comes out and says that, bang, through the roof.
Wait,
you think
what?
he would though? Because
I don't know. I'm just saying something's burning within inside of him to keep going at Birdman.
No, but what I mean, as a rapper, do you think he would? Like, if that did happen, do you think he would? Like, if you're a rapper and that happened, are you gonna just you can't come out and admit that?
We've seen these two kissing on the lips, yes?
Yeah.
Did you ever see that or no? Is that too far back?
Nah, of course, everybody's seen that.
I don't know. That's all I have to say. Jump in here, man.
I ain't got shit
No,
to say
let me save you from this one, Wayno. No one should have to start. You be going
Don't
all
save
the
him,
way.
let him speak.
No, she's not saving me. I don't
That's
have
just-
nothing to say about that. I have nothing to say about that.
I mean, look, the
I have
last
nothing to say
report about their legal trouble is that Wayne filed a motion trying to get Birdman to submit all of the documents to the court. Apparently, he claimed he'd submitted everything, and he hadn't.
Hey, I think that's the interesting part of all this. Him rapping about Birdman, he did a great job, and I stand corrected on that because I think I made some sideways comment about his raps on Family Feud with Drake. But he was going at Birdman. He was throwing them shots at Birdman. But
continuously.
But we have seen him rap about Birdman for some while. On the Sorry for the Wait mixtape, he did it. He got a Coco freestyle, he did it. But the interesting part is the motions in court. Wayne just found a motion to say, man, I never seen Drake or Nicki's contract. Listen, I know we be throwing a lot of blame at Birdman, but man, if you a label owner and a boss and you haven't seen tax returns from the finances or you haven't seen the books since 2011 and you haven't seen the contracts of the biggest artists in the game that you signed, there's a little problem there. And again, everything seems to be it gets slowed down in court, but I don't know. I think, to me, that's the most interesting part of all of this.
And the problem could be, and again, I want to be very sensitive here, that, it was a personal relationship. And I don't mean to go so far back, but I spearheaded and broke the Africa Bambaataa story, which you guys may or may not have heard about. And there was a lot of guys that came forward, grown-ass men that, back in their teens, made accusations against Africa Bambaataa. It's not unfathomable what may have happened. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying he's still going after Birdman. I think, yes, that is a shot at Birdman. And I don't think that sometimes money can resolve deep-rooted issues.
Well, it could start there, though. 51. Start with a 51. And if you're still dissing him, maybe you did some other shit. But that 51 got to come in.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
He don't know parts of that.
I'm gonna proceed into the bushes on this
We're
one.
trying to get one of his artists signed to Cash Money, man. Is that what it is? That nigga's not trying to fuck with the bag like
This
that.
nigga's compromised. I ain't fucking with Star on that shit.
Hey, by the way,
man.
and just to even get back into the contract stuff again, right? So we're seeing all these motions. Wayne he's filing them, basically saying Cash Money, just don't give me no accountant, right? Drake never complained about not getting paid, but clearly Wayne seems like he's missing money from Drake's profits, right? Which he should be splitting with Birdman. But when you hear Drake rapped about the shit, Drake only blamed Universal. So I still think all that shit is super interesting.
Drake gotta be real, like you gotta be careful with all this shit, man. Cause remember what 50 Cent said years ago when he's like, man, like he said, Wayne and Birdman may one day be able to forgive each other, but they're not gonna forgive anybody else who got something to say.
Word.
So you gotta it's a touchy thing. Like I don't know what's going on with them, but something need to get figured out. I mean, the $51 million, that's, man, listen, I don't give a damn if I had 51. If I knew I was supposed to have another 51, I'd have something to say about it too.
But Birdman did give Lil Wayne money over the years. They did work out some of the differences.
He spent a lot of money on a lot of stuff, so he definitely got money, but...
So he has been trying to right some of the wrong. But my question would be, as crazy as this may sound, at what point did the kissing on the lips start?
I don't know, man. Sips water.
If I had a soundboard, I would hit the crickets right now. All right, I guess. Crickets?
What that nigga saying is not out of realm of possibility, man. What you're saying is not out of realm of possibility, nigga. I don't know.
I'm just asking.
As long as you phrase it that, you're just guessing.
I'm just asking. I'm inquiring. I have no fucking knowledge in this area.
Me either.
All right, let's get into some quick hits. So Yachty's new album, Lil Boat 2, is coming March 9th. This date has not changed, right? He doesn't have a huge single out. So he did share the track list. We've got 17 songs. A few features on here: Quavo, PNB Rock, T Grizzly, NBA Youngboy. I'm gonna let you start. Yachty's your guy. Have you heard any of these?
I hear not one of these goddamn tracks.
Uh-oh.
And Yachty has kind of kept it close. Again, he said he's going with the 21 Savage method. I just don't know if the 21 Savage method works for everybody.
Explain.
And the 21 Savage method is, I'm going to put the album out. When it's on iTunes, you guys pick the single, basically. Whatever you feel the most, that's the song we're going to go with. And he says he has a favorite, but they're not going to say, hey, this is our first single. I think it's a little bit nerve-wracking, I got to imagine, for him and his label, because the Migos just did really well. And Yachty, after coming off lukewarm responses off his last project, he got to do good. So now, when he puts this out, say people are like, yo, this ain't it. What's up with that? You get me? Now, again, I've spoke to him, and I spoke to him on stream, and I asked him the same question. He said, yo, the Migos came out a bunch of times, and they put out projects that didn't work. But what they did, they went back and came back again. So he's determined to just keep putting out music, even if this doesn't connect, but he's very confident in this one. I'm just excited to hear it. I heard one track that he threw out on SoundCloud, it was fire. He went back to the style that his fans wanted and shit that I wanted. I want that turned up shit.
But that's not on this track list, right? That was just a...
No, it was just a throwaway. Throwaway. And to your point, because when we discussed it, he said the same thing. He was like, yo, he said, what you said on Everyday Show was right. I'm just trying to get the niggas what they want.
Right,
yeah,
right.
I hope Yachty does well. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I listen to his music. I don't. Met him before, very respectful young man. I love the way his team moves. I just hope everybody leaves him alone on that day, because that's an international Memorial Day. That's the day that Biggie Smalls died, March 9th. So I hope.
I think it was the day his career died. Like, yo,
that's the day Biggie died. And I just hope that the people who are super hip hop, so to speak, you know what I mean, like, just don't start fucking with him on his day. You know, he deserves his day, but he's dropping it the day that Biggie died. You know?
I do listen to Lil Yachty, not just to troll him, but I like to see the younger generation find their ways, so to speak. I don't know all of his music, but as you just said, I do give him a chance. I have not heard the new track, but I'm hoping that he turns it around and has a career in this field.
Yeah, Yachty you gotta keep up with his peers too. You gotta watch your peers. You see that you see that double XL list? Even regardless of the critiques I've had of the list, it does kind of put you in a class, and then you got to look over your shoulder every time to see, oh shit, Uzi just did 120. His shit is popping.
The 2016 list.
Yeah, like his shit is popping. 21 Savage, his career is lit. You get me? Yeah. Kodak Black, he's in and out of jail, but we know when Kodak get back on some hood shit, his shit lit again. Yeah. Yachty, he's in that place to say, hey, am I gonna be seen as being left behind the pack, or am I gonna boss up and be like, yeah, I'm still here? Because we all, well, now I want to say we all, a lot of people, when they heard Yachty, they said, oh, this nigga's out of here. The magic number is 3, right? And 2016, they were really popping in 2015 on. This is about the 3rd year. Within the next 12 is about the 3rd year. Yeah. So if he doesn't deliver, a lot of people are just gonna be like, all right, stick a fork in it.
At the same time, I think he's not making his music for us at all. Like my son on March 9th, he's getting up and turning this shit on immediately. And we don't directly have a connection to these young fans. Yachty's done very well for himself. You know what I mean? He's done very well with himself for all the branding things from the Target, everything else he's done.
Right.
I think he'll be okay. He just needs to stay in his pocket. As long as he don't start trying to talk some other Because you know what? How old is he now? Like 20 almost now?
No, I think like 21.
All right, he's 21. When that's 3 years ago, 2 years ago, first time I heard him around like 2016, 2015, you said he was really popping. So, you know when you start going from being a teenager into that 20, 21-year-old adult, you start, you know what I mean? Like, could do more push-ups than he could before. He's fucking with different girls. Things is changing. I just hope his content doesn't change where it leaves his fan base behind.
Well, he's trying to find his pocket, so he might have to leave a certain amount of that
stuff,
fan base behind to evolve.
Right.
I think he got his pocket, but QC's carved out a pocket. Yo, he says he's dropping a tape with Takeoff, which that's gonna be interesting. Takeoff and Yachty, and then they're doing a Glacier Boys project with Gucci Man, the Migos, and him. So that is the pocket. Like QC is the machine that just churns out, turn up, strip club, iced out, flex on you music, and he fits in there. I mean, he has different variations, but that's the home for like what he does right now.
Okay, so if you're comparing him to his peers like you do when you're looking at numbers, what would be success for him with this project?
I don't think he's gonna reach it just off the fact that he didn't put out a single, but for him, I would say the barometer is around 50, 60,000. The last time he did around 44, I think he would have to step that up for me to be like, there you go, Yachty, your brand is bigger. And by the way, back to a conversation we had yesterday, and I think we mentioned 50. All that stuff he talks about, and by the way, he's the only young artist to make the Forbes list, phenomenal. A lot of brand deals. But, no, we were talking about with Kanye West and the Yeezys, right?
Yeah, when we was in agreement.
Exactly. You have to realize that those brand deals are cool, but your music is still what thrives and pushes you to those points to get the brand deals.
Absolutely.
If your music is not trendy or cool or popular no more, these brands ain't come calling. They're calling you because they realize you got the kids. How do you have the kids? Through music.
Through music, absolutely. He just got to emphasize. He got to do his thing. You know what I mean? I don't see him failing. I think he's going to do good. He's on a winning team. It's hard to fail when you on the, you know what I mean? Like even the 12th man on the Bulls got 3 rings that run they had from 96 to 98. So I think he'll be good.
Are we going to mention Rick Ross's home?
Yes, so this project is out March 9th. I forget what date it is, but that's like very close,
It's
right?
next week.
All right, so it's coming next week. And yes, Star is right. Rick Ross is home from the
I'm
hospital.
so glad he didn't die because I was laughing at the beginning of yesterday's show. And I caught a little heat for that, but I'm glad he's okay.
Yeah, so we don't know the state that he's in right now, but...
Oh, actually, Yachty is this week. I'm sorry. This week.
What date is it today?
Is it
Does
this
anyone
week?
know?
Man, Rick Ross is home. Never mind that Yachty
Today's
shit
like
right
the
now.
6th.
Ricky
Oh,
Rose.
It's this week. My bad, Yachty.
Sorry, y'all live in a time warp.
Yeah,
Time
I'm
just
tweaking.
doesn't matter anymore. But
No, you're right. I'm sorry, not to cut you off. With Rick Ross, I'm super happy that he got out. I will say, man, some of these clickbait titles, man, niggas really thought that he was like an inch from death, and now
That
he's
was
like, yo,
TMZ, your people.
hey, listen, it's media. They gonna clickbait the shit at a big story. They're clickbaiting the shit. You feel me? That's just what it is, and I think that's why people read into it wrong. His family was gonna know a little bit more, but also the family's never gonna tell you the real situation, how dire it is. But clearly, he's fine where he's home. So I
We don't
want him
know
to
if he's fine. He's home.
he's receiving care at home.
He's receiving
right? He has enough money
care.
to receive good care.
He's getting
so-
all his finances in order, just in case some shit goes left, because niggas will be fighting for the dollars, you know. Yeah. But he's home. That's a good thing.
Yeah, Rick Ross is one of those people I feel like over the last couple of years. Remember when Wayne had that like 3-year run of like his health seemed like we don't know what was going on?
Yo.
Rick Ross has kind of has some of those things.
He was drinking lean, allegedly. That's what was going on. What do you mean? We don't know what's
But
going
he's been
on.
doing
Well, Rick Ross,
seizures for a long
he says
time.
he's been done. Like Rick Ross been off of it. He's been working out. He's been losing weight.
Yeah.
Again, maybe it's something that's deeper that they got to look into rather than just like, hey, bring him to the hospital. Oh, you're fine. Let's get out now. You get me?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's good that he's okay. Hip hop is a very unhealthy sport. You know, I've been on the road. I've been in North Dakota where they got cheese wrapped burritos with pepperoni on them, all types of silly shit. Like people on the road, like they always moving, they never taking care of themselves. Not saying specifically for Rick Ross, but just as a whole. And like a lot of rappers be addicted to all types of prescription drugs and shit and don't got no health care. I mean, that shit is like an oxymoron.
I never thought about that. When you sign to a label, do you automatically get health insurance? That's not a thing?
No, what?
You can if you have people around you that give a fuck about you.
Okay.
Like I've done deals where like business managers like, all right, well, do you have health care? Do you have insurance? Do you have a safe in your house? Do you have all these different things? Because they want to legitimize their pay. They want to make sure that they're doing shit for you that you've never done. So just overall in hip hop, I think we just got to take better care of ourselves. Because you see too many stories of, I don't know what Rick is going through, but you see too many stories of other artists, well, this one had a seizure, this one did this, and this one did that. And we take so many years putting all this stuff in our bodies, and then when you start slowing down, the doctor tells you, yo, man, you've been tearing yourself apart for the past 10 years, and then you only got maybe 3 or 4. Like, we didn't see Fredo, we didn't see the shit coming with Fredo. You know what I mean? Like, he had his little vices, but we didn't see that. That came from left field. So just everybody in hip-hop take care of themselves.
Yeah.
I got to say, and again, in taking care of himself, I think Rick Ross had that wake-up call a long time ago. I watched him on Snapchat. Before he talked shit about his third baby mama every Tuesday, he's working out like a motherfucker. He's boxing, he's running, he's sweating like a motherfucker. You feel me? So he's been trying to work out, and I'm going to give him credit for that.
Can we address Nicki Minaj before we go? No?
In what way?
Nicki Minaj sighting. You guys aren't up to speed?
Okay.
The hate or miss is nothing.
All right, let's hear it start.
The hate or
Where was
miss
she
is nothing.
cited?
You didn't catch this?
How's she doing?
Man, I'm not on the finding Nicki bandwagon right now.
Spotted leaving an Oscar party?
Oh, that's lit.
Okay.
Yeah. She looked depressed, though. She looked sad and depressed. Yeah.
I
You have a good radar for depression. Star, like, there's like a signal in his back that knows.
I'm a man of a certain age, and I know females. I do claim to know how they move, somewhat think, and operate. And she looked depressed coming out of a party, an Oscar party.
All right.
I could go deeper, but you know, since you guys didn't see it, you're not at the speed, I'll keep it pushing.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. I don't know what you're talking about. Again, Nicki, please come back soon. We kind of miss you. We kind of miss you.
I'll tell you why I think she made the appearance. You know, Nicki is the head of multiple estates, probably, and a corporation. And you have to make an appearance at some point so that the board or the trustees don't declare you to be incompetent or, you know, not mentally fit to fulfill your task. She didn't say nothing. She just waved as she was coming out of a party. I think it was a Jay Z, Beyonce party or some shit.
Like Bruce Wayne in Dark Knight, remember that?
There you go.
Yeah, when he popped up.
Yeah, same thing, exactly. It's real life, though.
Yeah.
Man, I just want to hear the albums. I want to hear the albums.
You'll hear them. They'll be depressed albums, but you'll hear them. They're coming.
Man, Nicki coming with some fire.
Nicki
I'm
not
staying
coming
in
out
now.
with no depressed ass album. Actually,
You don't know women. We've spoken about this before.
Bro, you don't know music. Like, again,
So says you.
you might be right about her being depressed. Come on, man, but you're usually wrong when it comes to music.
I don't know music. Since you went there, how do you claim to understand a culture, but the culture doesn't necessarily respect you? Can you explain that one?
That sounds very personal.
Wait, no.
Well, he just came personal at me.
No, hold on. We're
I'm
talking about
spotting.
music. You talking about some other shit. That's like the left tangent.
We're just trading
talking about
shots.
music?
You went there and I responded. Is it okay to respond?
Listen, well, it depends on what part of the culture you're talking about. In the parts that I'm very influential, there's a lot of respect there, and there's multiple ways I could show that. But again, I'm not here trying to get respect from everybody. I built the lane. I'm straight. But that's still not a good segue from me saying you don't understand music. You didn't come back at me with the music.
I'll let you have the last word.
That was the last word.
All right, I guess that's our show today, guys. What an ending. It was going so well. Thank you for watching. We'll be back tomorrow, same time.
Hey, man,
Everyday
free my man Pump
Struggle.
on social media, man.
Oh, jeez.